This call is being recorded.
All of that we need to let go of. Focus now on your chakra centers and the programming in those chakra centers, predominantly the lower chakras. As you focus on all 8 chakras now, the original 7, and also the 8th chakra, the soul star chakra, which has become reactivated in most, if not all, of the light working community, and even some beyond that as well. So as you focus on your chakras in your etheric body, see them all in perfect alignment, all 8 chakras in alignment up your spinal column. And then the specific colors starting from the bottom up, the first chakra at the base of the spine, red, brilliant, bright red. The second chakra, orange. The third, at the solar plexus area, brilliant, bright yellow as the sun. The fourth chakra, the heart center, deep blue-green, color of the forest. Just above the heart center now, the high heart center, which also has become reactivated. That's magenta color. Beautiful, colorful magenta. The fifth chakra, in the throat area, sky blue. The sixth, in the middle of the forehead, the third eye center, purple or indigo. And the seventh chakra, the crown chakra at the top of the head, gold or violet or silver. And the eighth chakra, the soul star chakra, just approximately a foot or so above the head, brilliant, bright, white, just pure white. And all 8 chakras now in alignment with their respective colors and the brilliance of those colors or the intensity of those colors, as well now as the spinning of the chakras, both clockwise and counterclockwise. Clockwise to send energy out from the etheric body, and counterclockwise to bring energy into the etheric body. In and out, in and out. Now focus your attention at your high heart center and your 6th chakra in the middle of the forehead, the third eye, and energetically connect the two. Just visualize energy going from your high heart center to your 6th chakra and back down again to your high heart center and back up again to your third eye and down and around and around and around till a vortex of energy is formed. And into that vortex, your conscious knowing self is being pulled in as a point of consciousness, a little ball of light, if you will. And you exit in that vortex right out into the middle of your forehead. You are now looking out through your third eye. You are in the middle of your forehead looking out through your third eye as a doorway or a window out into the astral and etheric world. And exit now through that third eye, right out into the astral realm. And now in your astral body, feel yourself being both separate and connected to your physical form. But feel the disconnect as well, as you can see your physical body either laying or sitting there. And if you cannot visualize it, not able to see it, just think it, know it, and feel yourself being, again, both a part of and also not a part of your physical body. For know that your physical body came after your astral and etheric body. In other words, your physical body was created by your higher bodies. So your higher bodies came first, then your physical form. And when you exit through the death process, your physical body passes away, but you continue on in your consciousness and into your astral and etheric and mental and causal bodies. So there is never an end to who you are, to the conscious knowing self that you are. So let yourself now rise up higher and higher through the roof of the building, wherever you are, up into the sky, through the clouds, up into your astral body. And if you have not already, give your astral body definition, ideal definition, whatever it is that you would want to continue on. If you were to leave your physical body, pass on from your physical body, what would you want to look like to all those in the astral and etheric realms and beyond? How would you want to be? What image would you have of yourself? And then hold that image, and in that image rise up all the way past the Earth's atmosphere till you are now beyond the Earth and looking back down, and you can see the Earth. You can see the Earth, though, as we see the Earth, as we look down from the ships, from the millions and millions of ships that are out here, all around the planet, here for many, many different reasons, many different purposes. And you look down and you see the Earth, but you also see your physical body way down there. Have that perspective that you are high above your physical form, looking back down and seeing it, seeing the Earth, seeing the pristineness of the Earth, the blue skies, the brilliant blue skies, the white clouds, not the way you make a three-dimensional realm.
Use your phone! Use your phone! Unbelievable.
Continue now to experience all that is around you. As you are aware of the ships, you are aware of the planets, you're aware of so much more beyond your three-dimensional expression. For when you are doing these experiences, you are beyond the illusion. You are in the new reality, the reality that you are creating. You, the collective you, the consciousness of man is creating and has created. Yes, even all of the planets. Your consciousness, your collective consciousness has created all of the universe even. The galaxies, the suns, the planets. And yes, even at times you yourself in your specific individual consciousness may have been a world creator. You may have created an entire galaxy. But alas, you know that you let yourselves come back down, to drop down into lower vibrational frequencies, into this third dimensional illusionary experience. But when you do these experiences, you are beyond that. Know that. You, in this moment, right now, you are not in the third dimensional illusion. You are not there. You have risen above that. So see the earth now, and see the violet flame, the flame that is within each and every one of you. See that flame growing and expanding. The threefold flame within you, forming the violet flame. The violet flame growing and expanding beyond your body, beyond your physical form, to expand and engulf all of the surrounding area that you find yourself in, that your body is in now. See it expanding and growing. But have the viewpoint as you are looking at this from high above, as the violet flame expands and grows to engulf an entire town or village or city, and then states and countries, the entire oceans, until it engulfs the entire planet. See that violet flame now, engulfing in its flame the entire planet Earth, Gaia herself. And as she is engulfed in this flame, see Gaia expanding into higher dimensional frequencies, higher vibration, raising her vibration to match this violet flame. Know that the violet flame is already higher in vibration, certainly higher than the illusion of this third dimension. So you and Gaia are expanding to catch up, if you will, to the violet flame expression, to the vibration of the violet flame. So whenever you work with the violet flame, you are working with higher vibrational frequency, higher dimensional frequency. Know that. Know that the violet flame is now, you, with your visualization, with your ability to create, and yes, in these times now, just as you are doing right now, you are creating. You are creating the new golden age right now, in this moment. You are creating it the way you want it to be. So see the violet flame purging out all the old programming, the old propaganda, the old memories that still hold sway here on this planet within the illusion. But see the illusion now fading. See it as a curtain, if you will, or a veil that is just falling. See that veil falling all around the planet. Just see it falling away until it exists no more. And in its place, going beyond the veil, you now have access to the higher vibrational frequencies of the fifth dimension and beyond. You now have access to this. And just as you are visualizing this now, you are creating the access for this to come in the not too distant future. Even in every moment from this point on, you are creating this. And indeed, as there is no time, you have already created it. So it is both in the past, in the present, and in the future, all at once. consciousness itself. Vibration, higher consciousness, all one with the source of creation, all one with the universal source. I am the universe. Say that within yourself now. I am the universe. I am all that is. I am all that ever existed. I am all that ever will exist. I am. I am. I am. Now from this, see the world changing. The veil has dropped. The illusion is gone. The new creation exists now, your creation. So see the way you want it to be. Create it right now, in this moment. Create how life will be. How you are moving into that new life. A life of unity. No longer a life of separation. A life of oneness. Coming together as one, brother and sister. All. All in the one and one in the all. Feel what that would be like. What that is like. Feel it. Feel the blissfulness that comes with this. Think about any time you felt incredible pleasure in your life and multiply that now hundreds of times beyond. And you will begin to understand what the fifth dimensional expression and beyond is like. How there is no fear. How there is no sadness. How there is only love. Love incarnate within each and every being on the planet. Each and every consciousness on the planet. Whether human, animal, plant, or mineral. All is love. Feel that love now. And bring that love back with you as you bring your astral and etheric body back to your physical form. Coming back, bringing that love, bringing that peacefulness, that blissfulness. Bring it back now into your physical form. And come back now into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized and refreshed. And I am your Saint Germain. And I am here at this time, just as each time we come together, to continue this expression of love, this expression of oneness, this expression of the violet flame that has been re-gifted back to the consciousness of man once again. For long ago, we all held this violet flame within us. And we knew of its existence. We knew of its connection to the all one consciousness. But we lost that. We, the collective we of man here in this planet, fell into this third dimensional illusion. We knew that connectedness. And we purposefully let it go so that the game could be enacted. The game that is still going today. But this game has lost its luster, has lost, or rather those that control the game have lost the control of it. Even though you may not know it yet, for there are still so many things happening behind the scenes. But all of those things that are happening behind the scenes now are bringing the changes to this planet, bringing you out of the illusion, dropping the veil that in essence was never there to begin with. It is only there in your thinking process, in your programmed process. But as your programming changes, the veil will be gone more and more. And that is what you are heading toward right now, in this moment. You are coming to that new higher expression within yourself. And more feeling the higher vibrations within you. Even beginning to understand what vibration is, what higher existence is. Because those memories are returning to you. Maybe not on a conscious level, but certainly at an unconscious level and a subconscious level. The memories are there, and they are directing now your lives. Your higher self is reconnecting with all of you now, in one way or another, some more than others. But your higher self has retaken control. Now, that does not mean that you do not have control of yourself and of your emotions and your actions. You always have that control. You, the conscious knowing self, always has that control. That will never be taken from you. You always have free choice. But your higher self is becoming more and more a part of that free choice. And that is what is occurring now across the entire planet. As the light working community has awakened, and those that are not part of the light working community are becoming a part of it and are awakening themselves more and more. And those forces of darkness that continue to try to hold on to everything that they have known, everything that they have prepared for, they are losing that control more and more, faster and faster. And if you look within the illusion of the third dimension, yes, they still appear to have that control. But whenever you are able to slip out, move beyond the third dimensional illusion, move up in vibration, up into the higher fourth and even fifth and beyond dimension, then you know at that point, in that moment, that they no longer have any control whatsoever. And that is the vantage point that we have from the ships, from higher vibrational frequencies. That is what we see now. We see that they no longer have any control at all. The only control that they have exists only within the illusion, only within the programming that they continue to put out, thinking, hoping that they can still hold you with that programming, hold you with that propaganda. But even they know at a deeper level that they have lost the battle. They have even lost the war, if you want to call it that. It is a war of evil versus good, of dark versus light. But as you well know, darkness can never engulf the light. The light will always shine forth, will always shine through whatever darkness there is. No matter what planet it is, no matter what galaxy it is, the light will always shine through the darkness. And that is how creation began. For there was the light, and the light shined forth through the darkness, which at that time was unmanifest creation. The light shone through the dark, just as it is doing now. As creation continues on, you as the creator and the created at the same time. So as the creator, create whatever you want in your life, moment by moment, thought by thought. Create the new world, the new golden age of Gaia. Create it now, in each and every moment as you continue to move forth. And if you do that, you as a collective you, then all that you are creating will shine forth through the darkness and be the creation to come forevermore within this planet, within this solar system, and within this galaxy. I am Saint Germain, and I leave you now in love and peace and harmony and oneness, and that the violet flame continues to purge out all the old programming. Let it go. Let the old memories fall behind you. They no longer hold any control over you. And in its place of the old memories, feel the presence of the now. Feel the presence of the I am consciousness within you. Of you. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you. One who serves here, Shoshanna, is here, and we ask you please to, if you are not going to speak here, please mute your phones. It is very disconcerting for the one here, especially the one James, to allow for this continuing process to occur with this channeling process, because it breaks the momentum. We will say it breaks the momentum of the energy. So please, here now and in the future, always keep your phones muted so there is no disconnect here that can occur. We appreciate that. Thank you. Now, we are ready for your questions. If you have them, we do not have a specific message beyond Saint Germain's message, for that was a wonderful message. So we are ready for your questions. Do you have questions? Yes.
I have a question about what you just stated about the phones. Isn't the organizer of this audio conference able to mute everybody?
That is something that you work out with the organizer of this, the one we know of as Moses. He is the one that can work control of this. But more than this, it is important for you, those of you that are on these calls, to monitor this yourselves. You can all do that. You have a button on your phone, do you not? You simply press the button and you are muted. It is that simple, is it not?
Yes, I always use it.
Then we would ask that everyone take control of themselves and do this from here on. And that in itself would handle the issue here, we believe. Okay?
Okay. Can I follow that up with one more question?
Yes, please.
Can you guide us on how to remember to use telepathy?
Now that is something that you are already being guided to use. Your higher selves and those various guides that work with you are already doing everything they can to penetrate through, and pardon the expression here, but those thick skulls that many of you have that will not allow for the communication to come through. If you would learn to quiet the mind, if you would learn to quiet the chatter within you, then that would open up the expression of communication that would bring the telepathic communication to you from your guides. And from that experience of working with your guides telepathically, you would then also be learning to work telepathically with your brothers and sisters here on this planet, you see. Shoshanna, do you have something that you add here?
We can share on this. We wish to share on this. May we share on this, dear brother?
As always, yes.
Dear brother, how great of a desire is it for you to become telepathic?
Immensely.
Then we will give you the tools for that, and we will see if you can commit to that, you see. So, in order to strengthen your already given ability of telepathy, because all of you have this tool already, to strengthen this, you must stop talking. If you choose to stop talking, stop using your speaking voice, let us say for a week or so, you will find ways to communicate that you do not need to speak. And you will find that you are communicating through your thoughts with others around you, and they will pick that up, you see. But this requires that you do not speak. And because humans use their voice boxes to communicate, or they think they're communicating, that is why the telepathic tool that you already have as a being is weakened, you see. Does this make sense, dear brother?
Truthfully, no.
We did not understand.
I don't understand either. If I'm not speaking, I'm not communicating with anyone, whether I'm speaking with my voice or my thoughts.
You, dear brother, are always communicating.
Yeah.
You, dear brother, as a human, offer a vibration of communication consistently. We will give you an example of this. If you are in a room where before you entered the room there was a great argument, you will walk in and feel dissonance. You will feel something is wrong. That is because you are picking up telepathically what has gone on in that room, you see. What you must decide is that speaking is not really a form of communication. It is a form of conveying something that you think the other is understanding, but they are not necessarily understanding it. The true process of communicating comes from many different sources in the being, including vibration and including communication is, to incorporate telepathy in your communications and not be so specific that your voice is the only way you can communicate. Namaste.
We would add here that those that are in what you would consider more of the Far Eastern philosophies, Hindu, in Tibet and China and those various places, when they are going through training to become we'll say the chelas of a master, then they are motioned to do exactly as Shoshanna is saying and not speak, to learn to telepathically communicate with the ones that are there. Part of their training is to be silent by voice, and even thoughts for that matter, yes, as well, where they quiet the mind. So they learn to not only quiet the voice, but quiet the mind as well. And when that occurs and they have moved through that expression, then they are open more to telepathic communication and find that it is not only easier to do, but brings much more satisfaction to understanding what another is thinking, but also for that other one to understand what you are thinking, to be able to fully communicate as Shoshanna has given here. You see? Do you understand this?
I understand the process, but how to do that in regular Western living, I don't know.
No buts. There is no buts here, dear Thomas. What you need to do is just simply do it when you can. We know that you have your daily life schedule and these types of things, and it can be difficult to do, but carve out some time to do it. Hours, minutes even, whatever it takes. Find the time to quiet the mind. This is what every channel has had to do, James included here. JoAnna as well, for Shoshanna. They had to learn to quiet their chattering minds. And that is what you need to do. If you want to become telepathic, quiet the mind, both your voice as well as the thoughts within the mind. And when you are able to do that, new worlds of expression will open up to you. Okay? That is all we can give on this now.
Thank you.
Yes. Would there be other questions here?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question, please.
Yes. Yes.
I think I know the answer to this, but sometimes I have to have it confirmed. But that is what we're going to be doing on the fifth dimension, is only speaking telepathically. Isn't that true?
Not entirely, because it would be difficult for you to go from, as the James likes to use, the 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. You will not be able to do that because you have spoken with your voice your entire lives. But more and more you will grow accustomed to having that telepathic communication with one another. And certainly when you meet those of your brothers and sisters from the skies, then you will certainly need to utilize telepathic communication there. And if you do not already know how to do it, you will learn from those experiences. Okay?
Well, I do with my loved one. With my beloved one, we talk that way. And it took me a while to know that it's coming from him or from my mind. That's why it took a while. And I can understand that. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to not jump into right away, I'm sure. Like, I don't know about sleep. We don't have to sleep there. But if we're used to sleeping here, will we have to sleep at first there too? For a while?
First of all, there is no there. You will already be there. So
Oh,
there is
okay.
not a place that you are going to. Now, with that understanding, you will require less and less of sleep, less and less of bodily intake as far as foods and things of this nature. It will become more of a thing that if your body is asking for it, then you will do it. If it is not asking for it, you will not do it. So you will be able to go days and days and sometimes even weeks if it is called for, where you will not need to sleep or even need to eat. You see?
Oh, okay. Okay, how about, now this comes right in my mind. So we want to eat there. And we don't have this solid body, physical body anymore. What's the food like? We create it like we want.
Beyond your expression of what is wonderful in your world. Beyond this. So think about the most wonderful meal that you could possibly have, and you would be able to imbibe in that and not have any effects from it. Think about that.
Okay.
Do you understand this? No negative effects we are saying here. You would
Okay,
not
let's
feel
say somebody,
bloated.
I don't drink, but let's say somebody wants a beer. And they can create a beer, but possibly not with the harmful part in it like we have here.
That is correct. Even the Saint Germain loves his wine, yet still.
Oh, he's wonderful. Well, I can see him now. So thank you so much for answering my question.
Yes.
Namaste.
Shoshanna, did you have anything you added to that?
We can add here, if you wish, dear sister. May we add?
Yes, I'd love it if you would. Thank you.
Dear sister, what is difficult for most is to think about another dimension when they have not truly experienced it on that dimension. So they think of it in physical terms, you see. All the things that you are describing are mechanisms of the physical body. So we are attempting, when we think about another dimension, like a fourth or fifth or sixth, etc. dimension, what it will be like based on what we are experiencing in the third dimension. But it is not that at all. What you will find on another dimension, such as the fifth dimension, is that it is primarily experiential. You see, so if you wish to have a meal that is your favorite on the third dimension, it will be partaken of in the fifth dimension as an experience of the meal. You will feel it, you will feel the joy, you will feel the satisfaction, you will feel the excitement of the meal without eating it. Does this make sense, dear sister?
Yes, and is there any waste? Is there anything, or do our whole body take up everything that we eat?
Dear sister, you will not be eating per se. You will be experiencing a meal, not eating it. You will experience the nuances that come with the third dimensional experience on the fifth dimension. It is not consumption. You are not consuming anything. You are experiencing a meal based on all of the favorite parts of the emotions that you feel on the third dimension when you eat a meal, you see. It is difficult to explain this, but it is not consumption on the fifth dimension. It is experiential.
Oh.
Namaste.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
And we add here, you will still have a body. It will just not be as physical as your current body is. It will be more light body.
That's the way our body is changing now.
That is correct.
Because I tell you, I feel lighter. I don't even feel like my feet is touching the ground anymore. It's like I'm floating along.
Yes.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you so much.
Would there be any other questions here?
I have a question.
Yes.
David Hawkins was a famous PhD psychiatrist. He's written books, one called The Power versus Force, and he developed this chart of scalar frequencies of things and people, from like enlightenment 1,000 all the way down to 1, which is I think fear or grief or something. And so I've been watching a series of Sasha Stone YouTube videos where they're calculating all these different frequencies of things and people and ascended masters and the Moderna vaccine and all this stuff. Moderna vaccine was a 20, which is very, very low grief and shame. But I wanted to know if this is an accurate science of scalar frequencies of things and people.
Very much so. You are going to experience more and more the idea of frequency. Even now, more of you are beginning to understand frequency and vibration, much more so than if you look back, say, 10 years ago and what you knew about it then. You see, you may have had it in some of your movies and things of this nature, the beginnings of it, but you looked at it then as science fiction. Now you see the same things, and they are no longer science fiction. They are now science fact. And frequency will become so much more than what it has even been up to this point. Science is coming around to this, but spiritual science is what the future is coming to. That is all we can say.
We wish to share.
Shoshanna, yes.
We wish to share. Dear sister, may we share?
Yes, please.
The individual that has created this theory is very analytical and very in tune with fifth-dimensional frequencies. The idea here is to use instruments to measure the vibration and frequency of an item in regard to whether it is conducive to the human, you see. Whether it is good for the human vibration, whether it commingles well with the vibration of the human, you see. So, if the vaccine you speak of is, say, a 20, it will with the human that is a 20, you see. That is how it works. It matches frequencies, you see. So when you're of a higher frequency, that which is a lower frequency cannot pair up with you see. It cannot get into your frequency unless you lower your frequency, you see. What ultimately will happen is that as a being, you will be able to measure frequencies of other things and yourself as well with no tools. You will be the instrument of frequency. Namaste.
So, quickly, Alejandro and his wife, who have developed this system to test these frequencies that David Hawkins developed, they're pretty accurate in their assessment with their devices?
Dear sister, they are as accurate as they can be given what they know. So as knowledge expands, accuracy will expand. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Namaste.
Very good. Would there be any other questions here?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I I wanted to ask about the quantum financial system. As from what I understand, it is ready to go in all respects, and it is just a matter of the go switch being turned on by spirit, if I'm correct. Can you maybe just expand on that a little for me?
What we can tell you is you are accurate in what you are saying. It is ready to go at a moment's notice, you might say, a switch being turned on or whatever it might be. And it is there. It is ready. It just needs to be implemented when the vibration, not the time, but the vibrational frequency is right for it. We cannot give you more on that at this point, because if we were, then we would be getting into the prediction realm of things. And as you know, we do not get into that. We only deal in potential and possibility. So the potential and the possibility of your quantum financial system being turned on is very, very great at this time. Okay? Shoshanna,
Yes,
do you have any?
We wish to share. May we share, dear sister?
Yes, please.
Dear sister, we will ask you a question if we may.
Sure.
We would ask, for you, why do you wish for the quantum financial system to be implemented? Why do you wish for this?
Well, I would love to see the humanitarian projects roll out. That's number one. Number two, I have decisions and things that I'm kind of in the middle of that I'm teetering on which way to go with it. You know, just should I wait? Should I not wait? That kind of thing.
Dear sister, we will continue if we may.
Sure.
If we continue.
Oh, me?
Yes. May we continue?
Oh, absolutely. Please, yes.
Dear sister, to go forward with a new idea, there must be those that embrace the new idea, you see. So one must be crystal clear why they would like this new idea or this new process to take place. The more clarity that the humans have, the faster this will manifest. This is why we ask questions, you see. When one just wishes for something and does not know why they are wishing for it or what the projected result will be in their minds, it does not manifest. It is very important that each that wish for the quantum financial system to be implemented to understand completely why they want it. Now, we will tell you that there is never a reason to hesitate. It does not matter what system is in place. It does not matter what you are working with. It doesn't matter if you are working with $1 or a bar of gold. It is your hesitancy that creates the movement in consciousness not to take place, you see. All things are movements in consciousness. Even if it is $1 bill or a bar of gold, it represents a movement in consciousness. So when you hesitate to move forward, you hesitate to move in consciousness. If that makes any sense at all, we are trying hard to clarify our thoughts here. So now, you must make a decision to go one way or the other, to stop or to go forward. There is no middle, you see. This is what you must do. And additionally, the humanitarian projects are going forward anyway. There are many on the planet humanitarians that are using dollars to go forward with their humanitarian projects. You and all that are true humanitarians do not wait for something to occur for them to move forward. Namaste.
Very good. Are there any other further questions now before we take the email questions and then release John? Then we are ready for your email questions.
Yes, thank you, One Who Serves. The first question is, if we have our higher selves to help us along, why do we need outside help from ascended masters and galactics?
First of all, the idea of need is not really correct. You do not need that. You do only need yourselves. That is why we have said many times, you are the ones you have been waiting for. You are not waiting for the galactics. You are not waiting for the ones of the ascended ones. You are waiting only for yourselves. Now, with that understanding, as you continue to rise up in vibrational frequency, and that is what this is all about. Again, it is not timing, it is frequency. And as you continue to rise up in frequency, then you come closer and closer to those of us and the galactics and the Agarthans to be able to receive their assistance, because you are now doing it for yourself. You see, they cannot do it for you. They can only do it with you. And that is what is occurring. And your higher selves are there to help direct the entire process as a collective. The entire higher selves as a collective of this planet are here to continue to direct the process along, but they cannot do it for you, the conscious knowing self that they overlight here, we will say here. Okay? So it is a combination of everyone, every being working together. Your higher selves are working with you, but so are the galactics and Agarthans, and we, the ascended ones, are also working with you. Okay, Shoshanna?
We'll share on this. It is, and you've given a full answer, but we wish to add a perspective. The perspective is that all is one and all is a collective. It is as if to ask, why does a child need a math teacher? Why does the child just do math? Because the math teacher is embodied with the knowledge that it imparts upon the child, you see. But it is all one. The teacher cannot impart the knowledge of math to the student if the student did not exist. And the student cannot learn from the teacher if the teacher did not exist, you see. It is all in concert with each other. The higher self is orchestrating which direction that the being that is asking, the lower being that is asking, needs to go in, you see. If you wish to find information from a galactic being that has a body of knowledge that you wish to access, the higher self will orchestrate that for you, you see. It is all one. It is all circular. It just goes around and around and around, you see. But it is all one. It is not necessarily just a higher self that can guide you. The higher self guides you to find the knowledge from the being that contains the knowledge, you see. Namaste.
Wonderful, wonderful explanation. And we are ready for your next email question.
Yes, thank you. The second question is Q coming back anytime soon, or has that source of information gone?
First of all, Q, as you are saying, has never left. There is no coming back because they have never left. They are still there. They are still working behind the scenes. And The question, though, we believe is, are you going to see the Q droppings, if you will, come back? And that we cannot give you directly at this point because the vibrational frequency has not arrived there for that yet. Back in your 2017, 2018, when Q first came on the scene, the vibration was optimum at that point for this new expression of consciousness to be able to spread forward from this. And it came to a point where it was not, at this point, not needed to continue that expression. But as the times come along here further, it may very well bring back the Q expression here again. But this time it will come based on the higher vibrational frequency and those that are working with that frequency, those of your President Trump and others who are a part of this continuing expression here. Okay, Shoshanna?
We do not add.
Very good. Then we are done with questions. Do you have anything you wish to impart here at the end, Shoshanna?
We will share here. We wish to share that all must continue to move forward in consciousness in all ways that they can, and to understand themselves above anything else, to understand who they are and what direction that they need to go in, and not so much look to another to see what direction they are going in, you see. It is all up to you to improve on your own consciousness. Namaste.
Very good. And we just simply add on to what Shoshanna is saying here, and just to continue to be true to yourself. Whatever that might be, just find the expression within yourself and continue to be that expression. Always be yourself, no matter what. No matter what obstacles come in front of you, be yourself through it. Okay? So, Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.